You are listening to a BEACHGLASS media podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Simple Times Podcast, episode 37. We are going to be jumping around everywhere today. Same old kind of stuff, catching up. Simple shoutouts. He's got some dad stories. Of course, there's a FakeAd, history. He's got a couple other segments in between. We got a couple other little surprises that I have for Andrew. Simple Times news, jokes with Jefe, but. Like I said, same structure, but it's all going to be a different taste all throughout. We're jumping all around, which is why we're calling it the Smorgasbord episode. So come on down, episode 37, the Smorgasbord.
Episode 37! I am so excited, Marcelo. We are back!
It is now older than both of us.
It is. The podcast is older than you and me. Mm-hmm. How long has it been since the previous episode?
2 months.
2 months.
Almost to the day.
Man. It feels like we go on mini hiatuses now.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. Because
I think that's just called adulting.
I hate being an adult, man. I'm finally coming to term that I'm getting old. And you know how I can tell?
Because we take 2 months apart in each episode, or?
No, worse.
Okay.
Every time I wake up or after work, I'm always in pain.
Okay.
Like my neck hurts. Oh, my leg hurts. Something. Do you feel the same way?
I feel more stiff, because I mean, you're moving. You're constantly walking. I mean, I know you're bending over, picking up stuff, going upstairs, up and downstairs. But for most of my job, I'm stationary. So I'm on my feet. So it's like I feel more stiff than anything else.
I feel stiff too. Like my neck right now, for some reason, I feel like I just have to crack it. And if I could crack it at a certain spot, I'll be good. But I can't get it.
Yeah.
And I'm just starting to think, you know what? I think I'm lying to myself. I want to believe that I'm still that 23, 24-year-old that would call you up and say, hey, let's go skate down at Redondo Beach for 20 miles.
You know what's funny? Every time that I feel like a new paved road, I'm like, man, this would be great to skate on.
You're getting old.
Yeah.
When seeing a new paved road gets you all excited.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
Oh, man, yeah. New paved floor, new paved sidewalk.
Speaking of new paved
look at those clean lines.
Speaking of new paved road, at work, we just got a new a parking lot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the last time, yeah.
We've been in construction since January. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because during the first part of the construction, they had us, they brought in these mobile porta potties, but they're on a trailer. Uh-huh. I imagine they're the ones that you see at fancy outdoor concerts and festivals and stuff, where it's a big, it looks like a giant RV.
Yes.
And there's a women's side and a men's side. And it's funny because when we first got them, they were so nice, so clean. They even had Jack FM playing inside of them. So there was a little bit of radio music.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, this is nice. Wow. And prior to getting those, we had to use the porta potties where you used a little foot pump to get the water and wash your hands. No, these were working sinks that you push. Okay. And then it comes out for 10 seconds or whatever. It's like, oh, this is nice. As time went on, things started just falling apart. After a week, we had a clogged toilet in there. Mm-hmm. Stuff that I don't want to mention, just kind of floating around on the floor. And it's oh, man, what kind of people am I working with?
Yeah.
Then you get the occasional urinal that has people's loogies and stuff in there. You're just oh, man, this is gross.
Yeah.
And then what are the push buttons for the the fountain to, the faucet to wash your hands, it just falls off every time you push it. And then instead of Jack FM played, you hear a little just static. And it's like, man, why can't we have anything nice? But anyway, long story short,
did you guys have anybody like maintenancing it or
not really?
No? Oh, okay.
We had we do have custodians, but their thing was, I'm not responsible for cleaning those. I'm only responsible for cleaning our post office bathrooms,
which is fair. I mean, I'd say it's fair.
It is fair, but that's because they were remodeling all our bathrooms for like, I don't know, a month. And anyway, long story short, we finally got our new bathrooms. They're remodeling the whole office, basically. We got new paint on the walls, new bathrooms. We're waiting on getting our new locker rooms.
Oh, okay.
We got a new parking lot, and they installed EV charging stations for the new fleet of vehicles we're going to be getting. For those of you tuning in, I'm a mailman. I work at the post office, so that's what I'm talking about here when I say I'm talking about work. But yeah, we got a new parking lot, and this is what I was trying to get to. It's really smooth.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to skate, man, just come over to my parking lot.
You have no idea how bad I like every time I see like there was a road on Madison. You know where Madison is?
No, not the top of my head.
Do you know where the Shakey's is on PCH?
Yes.
The road that's right next to it, that's Madison.
Oh, yeah.
And they repaved that like about a year ago-ish or so. And, I mean, like, it's one of those ones where it's like, you can hear your tires, like driving on it. And it's like, man, this is just, like, it goes from, like, when you're coming down Airport Drive, it hasn't been redone in years. And then it's like right when you hit Madison, it just smooths out. And I'm like, man, I literally started to think like, if I do this at night, how can I light myself up so that nobody fucking runs me over while I'm riding my skateboard? But no, I've been dying to like skate on like a nice, smooth, flat surface.
Yeah, I could still picture us skateboarding on Esplanade. And I think it's when they repaved the Esplanade, because I remember riding on that thing, and it was so smooth. It felt so good.
And I think when we did that, we were lucky enough that there still wasn't a lot of cars parked, so we were able to like almost carve, like go just side by side the whole way down to.
Well, then again, we'd go at like 10 at night, so there weren't really that many cars on the street at that time.
Yeah.
But good times, man. Hey, I still have my skateboard.
I do somewhere.
You don't know where it is.
Well, it's. I think it's in my storage little locker over in the carport or in the garage.
Yeah, but yeah. Let's see what else has been. What else has gone by since the last episode? Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. So we were planning to record the day before Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And then what happened, Marcelo?
What did happen?
You forgot that it was Mother's Day. And you were like, oh, no, we were going to record on Sunday.
Yeah, we were going to record on Sunday.
And I was like, hey, it's Mother's Day, right? And you were like, oh, crap.
Is that what happened? Really?
Yeah. You were like, I need to do something for my mom.
Because I didn't even go over to her house on Sunday, so that's weird.
Oh, you lied to me.
No, I didn't lie at all.
All you have to do is say, Andrew, I don't want to record a podcast with you. And I'll be like, okay, that's cool.
No, weren't we going to do that on, like, Saturday?
Maybe.
Because if it was Saturday, because I think I went over there on Saturday to put together some furniture for her.
Oh.
And I think that might have been it.
Oh, so you are a good son.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm sure she'll comment on it at some point and tell you so.
Well, you know what? This is a good time to segue into Simple.
Oh, gee, I wonder who this is going to be.
Stop jumping the gun. I didn't even get to say where we're going. We're going to go into Simple Shoutouts. And well, yeah, I guess I gave it away with the with the segue. But yeah, we got a simple shout out for those of you listening to this fantastic podcast. Simple shout outs is where we give a shout out to someone who messages us or send us a line or something or other. You can email us at simpletimespodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a direct message on Instagram because, well, that's where we're most active on social media, and you could just write us a thought, give us a comment, a question, whatever, and we'll read it on the show. So today's simple shout out is none other than Marcelo's wonderful, sudorific, and salubrious, and
come on, Dr.
wonderful Marcelo's mom. Okay. And we've got a history of these being all from Marcelo's mom, but that's because she's our number one fan.
She has the time to listen.
Yeah, she does. So she sent us you know how on Instagram you can send a reel, like share content,
right.
So that's what she sent us
on purpose.
Oh, I'm pretty sure on purpose.
Okay.
Because I know last time she sent the same thing like 5 times. This time she only sent it once.
Okay.
And let's see. She sent this to us on April. Back in April, the 12th at 6:20 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is pretty early in the morning. Now, it's possible she sent this to you personally, but she did send this to the podcast Instagram page.
Okay.
So let me turn the volume up here and make sure we got it queued up. Cover your ears, Marcelo, because I already screened it, and it gets a little crazy. Are you ready?
All right, I guess.
There is video to it, but really it's mainly about the sound. Here we go.
Good fucking morning, you glorious gallon of badassery. I hope you're ready to pour one heaping scoop of unfiltered excellence all over this day. And if anyone's too fucktose intolerant to handle your shine, well, that's their problem, not yours. You're a walking, talking, awe-inspiring masterpiece, and today's the day to let it overflow. Go out there and drown this day in your epicness. Good fucking morning.
That's repeating. Sorry, Marcelo, you're holding your headphones off your ears.
Because for our listeners, I think it's going to blow their earbuds out. So,
well, hopefully our listeners woke up from that because she sent that at 6:20 a.m. and it's basically get up and do something amazing type of video. So,
Did
it inspire you?
No.
Did it wake you up? No. Okay.
The shit she sends sometimes, it just
okay. This was my reaction when I first opened it, because I'm like, you know what? Let me screen this before I put it on the podcast. I don't know what it could be, and then it came out really loud like that. It woke me up. So for the first 3 seconds, I was scared out of my mind. But then once I realized what it was, I'm like, oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. Well, thank you, Mrs. Ann, for sending that to us, and thank you for being our simple shout out again. Thank you. Any kind words you want to say to your mom, Marcelo? Something nice, perhaps?
I hate it. I hate it when people put me on the spot like this. Been putting with it at the gym too. I don't know, because
Some son,
I guess, yeah. We're not. No. It's not that kind of father. Wow.
mother, son.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
all right. Didn't mean to put you on the spot, Marcelo. It's okay.
The gym has been doing that. So, the kickboxing gym.
Yeah.
That you went to and you couldn't tie your shoes for like a week after. Lately, they've been doing when we're at the end of every class, when we do the cleansing breath. Do you remember the cleansing breath? Where we would take a deep breath, squat down, put our hands up, come back down, and...
It's been a while, but I believe you that I did that.
Yeah, you had to, yeah. Before we do that, she pairs us up with someone else in the gym, and we face each other, and we have to give a compliment to each other.
Oh, okay.
But before it was complimenting yourself. For during the month of April, it was complimenting yourself, saying something positive about yourself.
So you looked in the mirror and you're like, "You have beautiful skin."
Oh, that I do not have.
Oh, okay.
But and then at the end of so far in May, she makes us pair up and say positive things about each other.
So you got paired up with your mom?
No.
Oh, okay.
We at first she was pairing us up with people that we knew, so this way we would have a list.
Okay.
But lately, she's been pairing us up with people that we don't know.
Oh no!
And if you want to talk about awkward, how do you say something nice to someone where you hardly even know their name?
Oh man,
it is awkward as fuck.
Oh man, so that would be like as if I paired up with
as if you were walking down the street. Let's say you were at work,
yeah,
and you walked up to deliver mail, and then one of the residents came out, and you had to say something positive to their face.
Oh man, I would be like, hey, and it's about them.
About them.
Oh man,
right?
It would have to be like, hey, you know how to dress yourself or something. That'd be like the only thing.
Yeah, it
even that
makes you feel
dumb.
stupid. Yeah, exactly. And people are like, "Oh, don't worry. Just say like, oh, you're strong, you're beautiful." I'm like, I don't know. That just sounds a little too.
You would have to like you know what you can say to be nice to someone, but I know that it would be not genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you could say to a random stranger, like, "Hey, you have a good heart,"
right?
But the thing is, I don't know that person
exactly.
They could be a serial killer,
right? Like
you destroy hearts, like
you eat them.
You eat the hearts.
But yeah, so we've been putting up with that, and it's like it just like I said, it's awkward for at least for me, especially for me. I mean, that's just not.
But at least Marcelo, let's try to redeem yourself here. Try to redeem yourself here. Just answer this question. On Mother's Day, were you able to dig deep into that brain of yours, whatever brain cells you have left? Were you able to say something nice to your mom?
Yeah, I sent her an e-card and everything.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
All right. You redeemed yourself.
Like I said, we attempted to put together some furniture the day before.
Right.
And then
so you're capable of saying something nice about your mom behind closed doors.
Yeah.
But when you're on the spot,
but what's funny is
that's when you get thrown off.
Is that people think that like the way that her and I talk to each other is as if like we hate each other. Like we'll cuss each other out. We'll be like, I'll fuck you. I'll fuck off. It's just like, But then when you get us around people that like know us, oh, they crack up. They're hysterical at the way we talk to each other.
Marcelo, have you heard of exposure therapy?
No.
It's when you put yourself in positions where it normally gives you anxiety, but you purposefully put yourself in those positions so you can get better at that thing that you're trying to overcome.
Sounds horrible.
So I'm going to put you on the spot.
No.
Say something nice about
I'm good.
me. Say something nice about me.
About you? You are a great mailman. You're a great friend. You're a great father.
Where's the Kleenex? Where's the Kleenex?
No, see how easy it is to do it with someone that you know.
Okay.
But like I said, I mean, it was like, and Kim had said that she purposefully paired me because we had talked about it before. There was one Saturday. So most of the time on the Saturdays, I don't know that many people that are in the class. Maybe one or two.
Yeah.
Because usually the Saturday people are during the week, earlier in the mornings. I don't go to those classes.
Right.
She paired me up with this girl. I found out later her name was Hilda. And
with a G, like Hilda.
No, with a D, Hilda.
Oh.
I think it was. I don't know. Like I said, I've only seen her maybe 3 times.
All right, for the purpose of this podcast, her name is Hilda.
Sure, and she paired me up, and because like I was expecting to pair me up with Mike or with Dave, because I'm familiar with them, so I can talk to them. But with Hilda, I was like, and don't get me wrong, she's cute, and but even Kim had said, after like a week after this. She was like, yeah, she goes, and since she's really cute and she's really beautiful, I know it makes it harder for guys to say, like, to be put on the spot like that,
Oh, for sure.
And so I was like, and like I didn't know anything about her, and so I was like, you're a quick learner. Because it was her first time in the class, and usually it's the same combo. Okay, so I mean, she cut on the combo really quick.
Very nice. That's a good compliment,
right? And then after that, that's when people start to me. Oh, well, she's a mom. I'm like, well, where the fuck was this 10 minutes ago? What? I could have used this because she's
a model.
A mom.
A mom. Oh, I said model.
No, she's a mom. I think that's really all anybody really said was like that she was a mom. I'm like, oh, I could have used that, But yeah, so it was awkward. But like I said, the week after that, it was just me and Dave, I think, in class. So me and Dave were able to kind of, do the exercise of complimenting each other, and then I even told Kim, I was like, "See, this is so much easier." And she was like, "I know." She started talking about, that's when she was like, she was going to pair her up with Mike, but she wanted to break that awkwardness that she knows that I have, and I'm like, damn it, like I just
dang, she got you good.
She did, yeah.
Hey, Marcelo, do you get dumb in front of pretty women? Like, do you nervous or like fumble your words?
I get dumb, period.
Because I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I think if I know, like, when I'm delivering the mail, there's like a pretty lady that lives at a house.
Hopefully for you, it's because you're married and you don't want to say anything.
No,
okay,
of course
I'm
married.
just making sure that I'm making sure that we're putting that first.
No, I'm just wondering.
No, I got you.
Look, just because you're married doesn't mean every other woman other than your wife is suddenly ugly.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just making sure that we establish that first.
Oh, of course.
So
I'm happily married.
Right.
I love my wife. She's the mother of
my
three children.
In case she's listening and she turns into that serial killer that you were talking about earlier. So
I have no doubt in my mind that she'd stab me in the throat with a pair of scissors if she wanted to. Because she loves those true crime shows.
Oh yeah, they can be pretty good. I used to watch the First 48 pretty religiously. So,
but anyway, like, because you were saying that you get nervous to compliment a woman that you don't know, but she is pretty beautiful, like you said, whatever. But does that still happen to you? Like, if there's like a pretty lady in the room that you have to intermingle with, do you like hey,
yes, but
I'm not a perv. Hi.
Yes, but it depends. For me, it's always depends on the situation. If it's like at a function, I would never have the ability to approach someone like at a bar, kind of a thing,
That still makes you nervous?
But like when I was working at Smart and Final and I was a cashier.
Oh, you did cashier?
Oh yeah,
I thought you just worked the overnights.
I started on overnights for the first like month or two. Then I went to cashier I went to days for almost a year, and I did cashier. But I know I was also like customer service. I was all over the store. So as long as I can have like that median of like a common median, I can come up with something, and I could kind of get over that. But if it's like just straight, you just pull it out of thin air, no, you lost me. I can't do it. But I think a lot of it has to do with my stutter, because when I get put into those awkward situations, that's when my stutter comes out more. So then I'm like, shit, I sound like an idiot, Whereas if like I'm in the store and someone asks me like, hey, where's this? And I know where it is, I can confidently say, oh, aisle 6, left side, right above, whatever,
Aisle 6 on the top shelf. Bye.
No. I mean, depending on the situation, yeah, of course I would say that. But if I have that median, I can have that confidence in myself, and also into thinking like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to. I won't stutter at this, But even then, sometimes I will stutter. So.
Well, the question is it because you think that person is beautiful?
It could be.
Yeah. I don't know.
Intimidating, I guess you could use the word.
Yeah, because my thing is, as a man, what is an attractive woman,
right?
Mm-hmm. And I just wonder if it's not just me, but sometimes because like, oh, that's a very attractive woman, and if you find yourself having to talk to that person, if I don't know, you turn a little dumber because you're like, hi. My name is
my name Jefe.
I'm pleased to meet yes, I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Yeah.
That would make you just want to die.
Yeah.
Speaking of death.
Uh-huh.
We like that segue.
Yeah.
So
honestly, I was waiting to do it before, but then you brought up another topic that we had to pass. So, because when you brought up the topic about serial killers, I was like, well, speaking of serial killers.
Oh yeah, we did talk about serial killers.
Yeah.
So let's since you brought it up, that was a beautiful segue, Marcelo. What we did right there, that's pure gold. When we were originally gonna meet up to record this podcast, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
You sent me a text message. You were like, "Hey, Andrew,
sent you a link." Yeah.
Listen to this. This is the death tape from the Jonestown special that you had me listen about the mass murderer, Jim Jones.
Yep. Reverend Jim Jones. Yep.
Can you please do the voice real quick, just for our listeners? Brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters, you are gathered here today.
Oh, that was beautiful. I can't get enough of it. If you want to hear Marcelo do that again, I'm going to put the link in the show notes. We did a Simple Sessions on Reverend Jim Jones.
Yep.
And we talked about what he did. He was a mass murderer.
He was the leader of a cult that convinced 700 people to commit suicide.
Oh, it's such an insane story. So Marcelo and I, we did our rendition of going through the, events leading up to this just atrocious...
The mass suicide, yeah.
So I'll put that link in the show notes. It's called Simple Sessions, The Story of Jim Jones or something like that.
No, it was Don't Drink the Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah, Don't Drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So look for that in our podcast feed. So Marcelo sent me a link to listen to the death tapes.
Yeah. Now the podcast that I found that on, they did that was like one of their first episodes they ever did was airing the death tape. I never knew there was a death. Well, I take it back. I knew there was a death tape because I have heard bits and pieces of it. But that was the first time I ever listened to it. So what the death tape is, for those that maybe are out of the know, Jim Jones, was a reverend that convinced 700 people in this cult that he built, to go down to Guyana, establish a colony, establish their own little town, all that stuff, Jonestown. And because they feared, and because he got the idea into their heads that the U.S. military were going to come down to Guyana and were going to imprison, arrest, and then make all the men, women, and children into slaves for the U.S. government. So to prevent that, he convinced them all by saying Operation White Knight to all drink a poison cocktail of, I think, arsenic. There was a few, I can't remember what it was, but mixed in with Flavor Aid. It wasn't Kool-Aid, but people say Kool-Aid because they don't know what Flavor Aid is. That it was a mass suicide, and if you did not drink the Kool-Aid or Flavor Aid, or however you want to say it, he ordered his guards and his own private military to shoot them on sight.
So, just to interject for a little bit, once again, if you want to hear us talk about it in detail, look for the Simple Sessions.
Right.
Don't Drink the Kool-Aid on our podcast feed. But, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. But, yeah, so then you sent me
the death tape, what the death tape is so Jim Jones recorded everything on a recorder, literally from the time when he was actually sane and when he was actually making sense of why he was doing it wasn't even a cult. He was just forming a church, forming a group, which again, prior, in the beginning, he was saying with it, but he loved to record it so he could replay his sermons again. And he could go back and listen and basically keep record of everything that he has promised and all that stuff. But then towards the end, he just wanted to record everything and anything because he thought he was going to be the next Messiah. So what the death tape is the final day. But it's not even the final day. I think it's quite literally like the final few hours of Jonestown.
Oh, man. It's intense.
Yeah, it's where he activates Operation White Knight, and it's where he gives his final sermon, his final instructions, and he gives the word, and he records just about every. I mean, they've edited it to make it shorter because I think they said something like it's like a 10-hour tape or something like that.
Dang.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool to listen. The one part that I thought was cool was that people started to push back towards the end.
Yes, I was going to bring that up because that was probably the biggest thing that stood out to me.
Yeah.
Was that one lady.
Yeah.
That kept pushing back.
Yeah.
And she sounded so reasonable.
Yeah, she was like, "Wait, why are we doing this again?" Like she couldn't wrap her head around, "Well, are we sure that they're coming down to slave us, or are you sure that they're coming down to us? Wait, where's that congressman again?" It was like she was asking like reasonable questions.
It was the saddest thing because you can tell that she knew she had to drink the poison, but was trying to make sense of it all. Like, listen, I know this is bad.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a way we can move on with our life without having to drink this poisoned liquid. And she was it was like she was pleading with everything that she had because she knew, like, okay, Operation White Knight, I have to do this. But hear me out, basically. She was like, listen, I have an idea. Just because they're coming here, how do we know that they're going to try to kill it? Maybe we can make it a deal with them instead.
Right.
And, stuff like that. And she was just very articulate and very, like, everything she was saying. It made perfect sense. And I was like, no, she has some good points. Why isn't Jim Jones kind of going with this? Because she's making way too much sense. And I could tell she's like, I don't want to drink this Kool-Aid. I know I have to. Right. But I don't want to. Please, please. I'll do whatever I have to do to not drink this thing. That part really, like, it hit me like hard. Like, oh, man. Because you would think, if you're in this cult, you have to do, without question, what the leader tells you to do. Yep. But then when I heard someone saying, look, I think there's this reason, to not do that. Right. It's like, oh, she doesn't want to drink this Kool-Aid.
Because they had done a practice run a week prior. And
like a placebo type thing?
Yeah. And I think they put in like lemon juice or something like that to make it taste bitter, just to kind of get the reaction, just so they can kind of get used to it. So she knew. She kind of was like, well, wait a minute, like, we don't have to do this. Like, this is, because they were also, like, someone had also said they feel that it might have been another false drill. So they were like, do we really need to go through this again? Should we do this? But that, like I said, that, and then to hear the other followers basically try to convince Jones to order her to be shot, to beat the shit out of her, and to kill her, because they were like, oh, you're a non-believer, we need to kill you before you spread any kind of slander. It's like, holy shit, And not to get political, but it's like, it's kind of scary because, like, damn, history does repeat itself, doesn't it?
It's insane. Once again, listen to our Simple Sessions on it. Look for the death tapes from the last podcast on the left. Yeah. I'm sure if you search it in their search bar, wherever you listen to podcasts, you could find it. If you want to be haunted, listen to it.
Yeah, and it's not even just from that first part, but I'm sure you've paid attention. You hear all the children crying at the end.
Yeah.
because they were told if you have a child or a baby, give them the Kool-Aid first before you give it to yourself. So they're having to listen to their babies scream in agony over them basically dying. And to have Jim Jones basically tell them, don't worry, they're just crying because it's bitter. That's it. Just tell them to shut up. And then towards the end, he would tell them, shut that baby up. Shut them. Why are you crying? Quit crying.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
I remember that. That was intense.
Yeah, and he had, and you know what the fucked up thing is? He himself didn't even drink the fucking Kool-Aid.
That's what I heard.
Because he couldn't do it.
What a jerk.
He ordered someone.
What a jerk.
He ordered his number one guard, who himself couldn't even drink the Kool-Aid. He ordered Jim Jones ordered his number one guard to shoot him in the head because he wasn't going to drink the stuff.
So basically, he couldn't practice what he preached.
Exactly.
What a jerk.
Yep.
Anyway, can we move on from this? This is depressing. So, speaking of children and crying in agony, I was crying in agony because of my children the other day.
Uh-oh.
For Mother's Day.
Oh, okay.
So let me bring it back to Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. I know this is a smorgasbord, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about everything here. I wanted to tell you what I did for Mother's Day for my wife. Obviously, my mother has passed away, but I was like, you know what? Let me try to do something fun with these kids of mine.
Let me just go back. I finally found the concoction. Flavor-Aid.
Flavor-Aid.
Okay, was in it.
Well, you don't want to give to your kids, but list off the ingredients.
Oh no! The Flavor-Aid itself, you can't. It's the Kool-Aid kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. The Flavor-Aid is good,
but
these
are right, that kind of Flavor-Aid. But then they also put in potassium cyanide.
Okay. Wait, potassium is good for your muscles, right?
Right, but not the cyanide part.
Oh.
And then other sedatives because they were trying to make you
fall asleep.
Yeah, and then have your insides burn while you're asleep. So But,
ouch. Sounds painful.
Yeah. So, anyways, going back to Mother's Day.
Yeah. So I wish I would have taken this sedative. I took my kids to South Bay Galleria. Right here down the street from me. And if for those of you who haven't been there in a while, you're not missing out. A lot of stores have
I hear it's
gone.
I hear it's pretty shitty now.
It's slowly just going the way of the buffalo. Just it's coming to an end soon. That's what it feels like. There's like no big name stores there. They're all like, I don't know, mom and pop shops. You got like an arcade there. Mm-hmm. You got some, I don't know, just a bunch of odd stores that you've never heard of. And it looks like they're just trying to stay afloat.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Sounds like PV Mall.
Oh, I haven't been there in forever.
Oh, that's depressing.
I might have to check it out just to see.
Ruby's is gone.
Oh, now Ruby's with the right next to the ice skating rink?
The ice rink's still up, but the ice rink is like on its last legs. So, yeah. But the theater is still there, and the theater itself is like last legs as well. And that needs an upgrade.
Yeah, well, I mean, people are kind of going back to the movies. I know during the pandemic, it was kind of tough.
I mean, people are still going there. It's just a matter of like they need to put money into like half of the. Do you remember like when you would walk in where the concessions were? They'd have like all the screens up. They'd be showing like trailers or just like all those don't even work. And like the boards that like tell you which movies are down this aisle, that doesn't even work anymore. Like. It's like it's just all falling apart.
I think streaming ruined the movie theaters because, I mean, if you go to a movie theater, you're spending at least $40 if you get like a drink and some popcorn and a ticket. Let's say
you think that's all you're spending there?
Okay, what, 60, 70?
Maybe close to 80, yeah.
Okay, let's say $80. Mm-hmm. Why would you waste $80? I mean, I guess some people can't afford it.
Right.
People like me, I can't afford that. It used to be you can get a movie ticket for like $10, $11.
Nah, honestly, movie tickets itself, you're looking about maybe anywhere from $14 to $18. So I mean, not that much from what you remember.
Yeah, but I'm a family of 5. If I wanted to take the kids to see the new Disney movie or the next Despicable Me, whatever, yeah, it's like $100 at least. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that just doesn't seem fair. I don't know. I get it. The movie theater has to make a profit, but it's just so freaking expensive. And you can watch whatever you want on Netflix,
Hulu.
Again,
it's like you said, it's expensive because you're a family of 5.
True. But it still just doesn't seem worth it. If you wait a month, that movie will probably end up on one of the streaming services.
Usually with the movies, they will go to streaming, go to like an Amazon first, but you got to pay to watch it. You got to pay, and usually for those prices, it's more than a theater ticket. Theater ticket, you're talking about $15 to $18, let's say on average, and most we'll just use Amazon or even like an on-demand kind of a purchase, close to $30.
That's a bigger ripoff,
right? But then if you wait another 4 months, 6 months, we'll say, then yeah, it'll usually kind of trickle itself onto some kind of streaming service. But I mean, not all movies do that. You know, a lot of movies will stay on that on-demand thing for a long time just because they want to make more money off of it. You know.
So speaking of money and being ripped off, so I take my kids to South Bay Galleria.
Okay.
I say, all right, kids, let's do something nice for Mom. I said, look, we're here for Mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their mom, my wife. I said, pick something out, and that'll be your gift to her. And we'll make it special. We'll bundle it up, maybe put it in a basket or something. And remember, we're here at the mall for Mom, not for yourself, because I know you're going to see things. You'll be like, I want this, I want that. No, it's for Mom. Just remember. So we're walking, and we're like, you know what? Let's check out every floor. You know, just get our legs pumped up. Going down the first floor, it's pretty dead in there. But we did see, we saw Bath and Body Works, and I'm like, oh, that would be good. We saw like a little teddy bear in another window, and it had a little heart that said "Best Mother Ever" or something like that. And I'm like, ooh, that looks good. And I'm like, all right, I got some good ideas, kids, but let's keep walking. Let's just explore the mall. So we're walking. We go to the next floor. My daughter sees like a Sanrio mall, you know, with all the Hello Kitty stuff.
Okay.
And she like kind of froze staring at it. I was like, we're not here for you. We're here for Mom. So we keep going. We go up to the next level. Then we finally end up at the 3rd level. And yeah, man, the food court at South Bay Galleria is dead.
Is it?
They got rid of the McDonald's. They got rid of Panda Express, like all the big ones.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I've ever been to South Bay Galleria.
Oh, you don't want to?
Maybe once or twice when I was a kid, because I think they used to have a Rainforest Cafe there, right?
Oh, good question. I don't know.
I think that I want to say that was where Rainforest Cafe was. I mean, like I was like 6, 7.
Interesting. I don't remember that, but so yeah, we walk around, and then my kids see Wetzel's Pretzels, and and my son, he goes, Dad. And usually when he wants something, his voice gets really soft. He's like, Dad, I'm hungry. I was like, come on. I said, we didn't come here to eat.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, it is right after school. Okay, fine. All right. I said, kids, let's grab yourself a little bite to eat, and we're just going to eat it real quick. And at this point, we hadn't bought anything for Mother's Day. And I'm like, all right, eat quick, kids, and we'll be on our way. My son wants a little mini like pigs in a blanket type pretzel thing. I'm like, okay. And then my other daughter wanted that, and then the littlest one, she wanted the Cinni-Minis. They're like little pretzels with cinnamon on the outside. Okay. And I was like, man, these kids aren't going to eat all this. So I won't get anything for myself because I'll just end up eating theirs. And I'm like, all right, kids, that sounds good. And then one of my daughters is like, I want a slushie. And I was like, hell no. Another $5 down the drain. And I'm like, if she wants one, then he's going to want one. I'm like, all right, fine. So I get them all the slushies, and then my son wanted a Sprite or something. I'm like, fine. And I thought they weren't going to ask for drinks, but then they wanted drinks. So I'm like, man, that goes another $15. And I'm spending like $30. And I'm like, all right, kids, let's sit down and eat. So we're sitting there. I'm right there just being a dad. And I'm like, these kids of mine, always wanting stuff. And then they're like, all right. They each took like one bite out of their thing and like a couple sips, and they're like, I'm full. I'm like, are you kidding me? You ate like 2 little pigs in a blanket thingies. You ate like one Cinny Mini, and you're still like 3/4 full with the slushy.
Yeah.
What am I doing here? We're supposed to. I'm like, I'm just throwing money away. So
that's why, as a dad, you just got to step up and finish all that.
And I did.
Okay.
I got a brain freeze from finishing those slushies. But anyway, and then of course I ate some of the hot dogs and stuff. So yeah, that's why when I go out with the kids, I don't buy anything for myself because they're not finishing everything. So I'm like, all right, kids, $30 down the drain, let's go. We go to Bath and Body Works. So I'm like, hey, let's just get mom some lotions and some sprays because she loves that stuff. So we go in there. And then my son and my daughter, they start smelling candles. I didn't know Bath and Body Works has candles.
Oh, yeah.
They have a bunch of candles.
They're known for candles, too.
I did not know that.
Oh, dude.
I thought they were known for lotions.
No. I mean, they have lotions. What I used to always go in there for was their hand soaps because I love like the little like grainy stuff in it. It would feel good, like when you would wash your hands. Like
it does exfoliating,
right? Yeah,
and all that.
Yeah,
all that good stuff.
And they smell really good. I think I love the apple pie. I think is what it was, or something apple something.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it smelled really good. But yeah, no, their candles are really good too.
So, we found the lotions. My kids start smelling every candle in there. And I'm like, because I told my son, all right, I got it. You pick mom a candle and a candle holder because it looked really nice. They have some really nice candle holders, like the candle base.
Yeah.
And we found one that looked really nice and shiny. And I know my wife, she loves candles. She's always burning one in our room. And they smell good. And so my son, he picks out this fruity smelling candle. And I was like, I don't know about that. It smells like a haichu. And he's like, but I like it. Yeah,
the fruity ones can be a little overpowering,
Yeah, and I said, look, I think you're picking something for yourself because you like it. You got to pick something for mom.
Yeah.
And he's like, but I think she'll like this one. I'm like, all right, fine. So I get the fruity candle. Fast forward, my wife ended up liking it a lot. All right, let's rewind. So we're shopping, we're getting lotions. The kids are spraying stuff on those little tester sticks, and they're going insane with that. I'm like, kids, stop it.
Yeah.
They think it's like a game.
Yeah.
They're spraying everything. They're running into people, and I'm like, oh, sorry, miss. There was some dude there like testing out all the hand lotions, and then they have a sink in there.
Oh, they do now.
Oh,
okay.
You know that?
No,
So I guess you can like test out the lotion, then wash it off. So then you could test another one.
Okay.
And have like fresh skin.
Right.
So anyway, my kids are just running circles around everybody. And they're all like testing the candles. I'm like, don't drop the candle. And I'm just nervous in there the whole time. And I'm like, all right, kids. All right, we got our stuff. We get to the counter. There's a line. We pay. The lady's like, oh, these are, buy 2, get 1 free. Or buy 4, get 5 free or something like that. And I'm like, I just want to get the hell out of here. All right, ring me up. Yeah. So we pay. And dude, I nearly had a heart attack when I saw the bill. I was like, it was like $100.
Yeah.
Just for lotions and a candle. And the candle holder, which, that was the icing on top. But I'm like, geez.
A tip, and I know this isn't, if you want to get candles again, go to Walmart. Walmart has them for like $10,
I guess,
if that. So, and theirs are pretty good. I think I've gotten my favorite one there.
I wish you would have told me this before Mother's Day.
Well, now you know for next year, and for her birthday, whenever her birthday's coming up. I don't
December.
know.
I got
okay.
You got ways to go.
Yeah. You got some time. Because I found one there. I'm not into the fruitier smelling candles. I like I think people like earthy scents. I guess you could say.
Woodsy
kind of. Yeah. Like one of the ones that I found at Walmart. It was a backyard bonfire.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It smelled really good. Because I used to think it was campfire, but it wasn't campfire. It was backyard bonfire. Because I did end up finding it on their online shop, and they do have it in stock.
Very nice.
But yeah, and then you also got to look if it's 1 wick or if it's 3 wick. If it's 3 wick, it's going to burn hotter and it's going to make the room smell stronger. But it does burn the candle faster. So You do have to watch that too. So, but they just opened up a Bath and Body Works over in Pedro.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
You know where Atomic Boxing used to be?
Yeah.
And how it used to be a C's Candy?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's where the Bath and Body Works is.
Cool.
And did you know this? Handles is coming to Pedro.
No way.
Yeah.
Where?
Where the pickup sticks used to be.
Oh, right next door.
Yeah.
Nice.
They were supposed to open up like this month, but they said that they ran into some maintenance issues that cannot be ignored. So now they're making a push for fall or winter.
Oh, they have to get rid of those rats and roaches?
Maybe. It could have been.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. So now you don't have to drive all the way to Torrance / Redondo.
I'm literally right smack dab in the middle of them now. Like I'm in Lomita, so it's like I go 10 minutes, I go 10 minutes north on PCH and I get to that Handles, or I can go 10 minutes south-ish on like Western and I could go to fucking Handles. So
I drove through Lomita this morning.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, after church, we always, our tradition is to go get lunch. So my daughter chose Wiener Schnitzel, and we drove down the one on PCH, and then we drove down Narbonne, and I was thinking in my head, when we got to Narbonne and PCH, I was like, Marcelo is just right there. And I stretched out my hand out the window, and I was making the turn. My hand kept pointing to your apartment building, and I was like, Marcelo, it's right over there.
Were we gonna have a moment like that one painting where wasn't like what was it? God and man?
God and man.
He's pointing. Yeah, he's pointing.
They're pointing at each other. Yeah. That was me, and I was like, Marcelo's right there. And then I was like, oh, wait, I'm going to see him tonight. So I went to Wiener Schnitzel, and Wiener Schnitzel's still pretty good, you know?
Yeah. Dude, speaking of Wiener Schnitzel, so for the last like 4 or 5 months, they've been having a deal every Wednesday. 4 chili dogs, $4.
Ooh, their chili dogs are good.
So guess where I've been at for dinner every Wednesday this past 4 months.
No way, Wiener Schnitzel?
Yeah.
That one on Lomita?
No, I go to the one on Gaffey, the one in Pedro.
Oh yeah, with the one that's still pointy.
Yeah,
it looks like a little teepee, little hut.
Yeah. My order, so every Wednesday, 4 chili dogs. Oh, and it's in store only. You can't order online. 4 chili dogs. 2 kraut dogs.
Kraut dogs?
Sauerkraut dogs?
Ooh, I've never had them.
Oh, dude. It's so good.
I might have to try it. Oh, I just remember it was something crazy that happened at Wiener Schnitzel today. So we were sitting down in a booth. The kids are always fighting because they're like, I want to sit next to daddy. No, I want to sit next to daddy. It's the stupidest thing.
They're kids.
I know. But I'm just setting up the context here. So we're fighting. Everyone's fighting. I want to sit there. Oh, she called me stupid. I'm not stupid. In the middle of all that, this elderly Asian lady, she grabbed her drink. I don't know what she ordered. It looked like she just ordered a drink. She's walking out the door. She pushes the door open. My kids are screaming. I'm in the middle of it. I guess the Asian lady falls.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh, but I wasn't expecting that.
You jerk. I'm just kidding. She falls. My kids are screaming. I don't know what's happening. And then Larissa, my wife, she's like, oh, that lady. And I'm like concentrating on the kids. Larissa gets up and she points, and I'm like, oh, that lady just fell. I'm like, and so you're
like, what a loser.
Jeez.
Damn, that red line does, didn't it?
Yeah. You distorted. That's how loud you were right now. And so Larissa helps her up, and I guess she cut her arm. Why am I laughing? I'm not trying to laugh, but she cut her arm, and you can tell she probably had like broken English, or English wasn't great. And Larissa helped her out. I was like, wow. And I said, kids, look at your mom. This is what I expect you kids to do. If you see someone fall, okay, look at your mother. Look at her. And so they go to the counter, and then Larissa's like, she fell. She's bleeding. Do you have something for her? They ended up bandaging. Why am I laughing? I really don't. This isn't funny, but I'm laughing. They ended up, I guess because it's at Wiener Schnitzel. I'm just trying to enjoy my chili lovers meal. My chili cheese fries with the chili burger and the chili cheese dog.
Jeez.
I'm just trying to enjoy that. And then have to fall? Why do people have to fall? And so she gets bandaged up. Larsa sits back down, trying to enjoy the meal. I'm giving my my lecture on being a good citizen. And so once again, I'm trying to get back to my chili lovers meal. The Asian lady comes over to my wife and she's like, "Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you." And then she walks away. And she didn't fall that time, so that was good. Marcelo, I got to get my laughs out. Well, folks, we have more laughs for you at the very end of the podcast, but I just remembered something.
Okay.
We got a fake ad.
Oh, okay. I feel like it's been a while since we've had a fake ad.
It has. I forgot what the last fake ad was.
The hat with the clear brim, I think.
The clear brim hat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't remember. I was trying to communicate with the fake ad agency, as I always do. I reach out to them like once a week. I say, hey, we read the ad. Where's our money? Because the deal was we read an ad for them. They sent us. They send us what, $1,000? I think that's what they said in the contract. What did they say? I think. Let me pull up the email here. It says, "Whoops, we'll try it again." Okay, well, there you have it. They just forgot. Okay, so they sent us another one. And they said, please have Marcelo read this one. He is a beautiful human being, and he's great with kids. And I was like, there's no way they know he's good with kids. But that's what they said. I'm not making this up. So they sent us a fake ad. They want you to read it, Marcelo. And this one's called Salt and Pepper Ketchup.
From the makers of Coffizz, the world's first carbonated coffee, and the makers of Crack with a K, comes a revolutionary new product that is sure to satisfy your taste buds. Are you getting tired of that bland, boring old ketchup that you use to devour your french fries? Do you wish you had a new mouthwatering condiment with just a little more kick in the flavor department? Well, look no further, because we have a solution for you. Introducing Salt and Pepper Ketchup. That's right, Salt and Pepper Ketchup. With Salt and Pepper Ketchup, you can now enjoy your delicious french fries with the new zesty flavor. Do you like salty fries? Do you like peppery foods? Well, look no further, because Salt and Pepper Ketchup is just what your mouth needs. Every ounce of Salt and Pepper Ketchup has a perfect ratio of salt to pepper and the ketchup content, creating the perfect blend of saltiness, pepperiness, and ketchupiness. Don't take our word for it. Listen to this customer review from our very first taste tester at Salt and Pepper Ketchup in our trial run. Bashful Beto writes, "Orale, yeah, man, this salt and pepper ketchup sauce is like really good and stuff. Like, you guys be like better than Heinz for real, dog." The review speaks for itself. Order your salt and pepper ketchup now. Now available at saltandpepperketchup.net.
Wow. Marcelo. That was awesome. I love how you gave the review like a bit of an accent.
I know.
Yeah. How'd you get the inspiration?
Once I saw Bashful Beto, I was like, oh wait, I channeled my inner Bashful Beto.
You remember that guy?
Yeah,
he used to come around in our earlier episodes.
Yeah, man, I hope he didn't get deported.
Dude, he was born here.
Right now, I don't think it really matters. So,
anyway, yeah, salt and pepper ketchup. Have you What does that sound like to you?
Honestly, I'm pretty hungry, so it does actually sound pretty damn good.
All right, wherever you go after tonight's recording session.
But I can tell you this, though. That sounds like a heart attack waiting to happen. That's a lot of sodium in that.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good point. But anyway, I'll let you know if we get a check for $1,000 for the ad read. Thank you, Marcelo. That was beautiful.
Before we leave the fake ad segment.
Oh.
I don't have a fake ad, but I just so happen to be scrolling through social medias.
Yeah.
And there is a radio station. Let me find Kiss 106.5. I believe they're Australian. They're kind of taking our fake ad stuff.
No.
They do their own fake ads. Now, I'm going to play this one. Now, I'm going to play this one for you.
Okay.
And I want you to listen to how they do it. And to kind of, I don't know, maybe it'll be a little bit of inspiration for our future fake ads to maybe, give us what we could be doing.
All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna make sure we got a good connection here on the audios. So, I will slowly bring the volume up so we don't destroy our ears. But hey, take it away. Whenever you're ready, I'm gonna listen very carefully.
There's no better reward than Carmen Insider. After a long, stressful day, Carmen Insider is Australia's favourite way to release tension, with free delivery to your front or back door.
Yeah. Like some people have back doors, Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
With free delivery to your front or back door on all orders over $50.
You said back door. Brewed for 10 to 14 days in an organic sack. What's with this?
What is this shit?
No, this is real. It's for the ultimate taste and texture. You know, when you want to just get that texture right. Plus, for your chance to win a major prize of 10K cash. Tell us how much you love Carmen Insider. Head to Carmen Insider.
Oh, come on. Now I've got it. Carmen Insider?
Oh, my God! Come!
CarmenInsider.com.au/win. Do you love Carmen Insider? I do. T's and C's apply. TPL PSO 76943. There's no...
Oh, man. It took me a while to figure it out, but I got it too. Just like them.
Kyle, yeah. The guy's name is Kyle, yeah.
So, Carmen
Insider.
Insider. Coming
in.
What is that? Like a seasoning?
You're thinking of cumin. Cumin. This is coming in.
Coming in?
Coming in.
What is that?
I don't know what coming in is. Coming inside her.
But cider.
Cider.
Like I know what cider is too. But maybe they were trying to say cumin.
No.
Dude. Cumin and cider.
Cumin and cider,
That was the joke.
No, coming in cider.
You're messing with me.
Actually, it's spelled here Carmen Insider, but with their accent, it says cumin Insider.
So it's about Carmen. You're messing with me. Now you're messing with me.
No, Cumin Insider. Organically brewed in a sack for 10 days.
Okay. All right, Marcelo. I think you're messing with me.
Nope.
Okay. Mr. Gaslight specialist over here. I know what I heard. I know what they were trying to say. And I get the joke. Okay. Marcelo, it's been a while, and a lot of history has gone by. Mother's Day. We're coming up on Memorial Day. That's part of history.
Yes, it is.
So, you know what I think it's time for?
History with Jefe. On this day in history, May 25th, 1914, British House of Commons passes the Irish Home Rule Bill. 1942, commercial fluid catalytic cracking facility begins producing at Exxon. Developed by the Four Horsemen research team at Exxon, the process now produces half the world's gasoline. 1961, JFK announces the U.S. goal of putting a man on the moon before the end of the decade.
Gotta ask.
Uh-huh.
Do you believe a man landed, set foot on the moon?
1,000%.
Okay, me too. I'm just saying because there's all these conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I think we went to the moon.
I was listening to a podcast that said something like, if like any kind of like to go to NASA's profile on any social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, X, whatever it is, whenever they post a video of them traveling to space or something, read the comments, because you'll get people that be like, oh yeah, I mean, it's like it's just flooded with conspiracy theorists. It could literally just be like, hey, here's the moon, and then people will just flood it in there being like, yeah, good thing we never came to it. And it's like, what the so
yeah, I've noticed that too. And I'll admit there are some convincing arguments, but like all of NASA and everyone would also be in on it, and it just doesn't make sense for everyone to be in on it.
Yeah.
Now, there was too much training that went on and too much money that went into it, and we saw the rocket go up. Mm-hmm. But anyway.
Yeah. 2020, video of African-American George Floyd's arrest and murder while restrained in Minneapolis police custody shows he was pinned to the ground by police officer Derek Chauvin's knee for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, igniting widespread condemnation and nationwide protests.
That was the 25th of May?
25th of May.
Wow.
Yeah, because it happened during lockdown.
Yeah, I remember that, 2020.
Yeah. And then I just recently heard that Derek Chauvin, so convicted that he did murder him, in prison, and there was something about he had to be moved for some, so they had to put him in isolation because they knew a cop going into prison, you're gonna get killed
for sure.
And in fact, it was just the other day, it was something about like, what was it? I think he got like, what did he get hit? He got hit or something like that. And they went in, I mean, it was like just like it like regular prison stuff, but because it's him, they made a big deal about it and tried to throw him into even more isolation to try to get him more protection. So a lot of people are just saying throw him in a gen pop and just let it happen, and just let whatever happens happen. 2021, U.S. CDC says half of all U.S. adults are now fully vaccinated, with 61% having their first shot. Today in film and TV, in 1977, the original Star Wars movie, Episode 4, A New Hope, directed by George Lucas and starring Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford, premieres.
You like Star Wars?
I do. I haven't gotten into the depth of like watching all the shows, all the movies, all that stuff, but I've seen. Let's see, there's 9 movies. Yeah, there's 9 movies, and I've seen 8. Or I should say 9 of the major movies, of the major Anakin Skywalker, or the Skywalker saga, I guess is what they're calling it.
The only one that I thought was really, really good, Rogue One.
Yes. And they say if you watch Andor, both seasons, they lead up to Rogue One.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I can't get into all the spin-off stuff. I didn't even see Solo.
Solo was...
I heard mixed reviews.
Yeah.
But Rogue One, for me, it was something really, really, really good.
Yeah.
But I think I'm done with Star Wars.
Have you haven't seen The Mandalorian?
No.
None of the shows? Those shows are actually pretty good.
Are they?
It's like...
I'll take your word for it.
It's like an action-adventure western.
Okay.
So
I'll take your word for it. If I ever get around to it, I don't have Disney Plus anymore. But
okay.
If I get around to it, I'll check out The Mandalorian.
That one, and then the Book of Boba Fett.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
That one was kind of a spin-off of The Mandalorian itself. So, and that also did a good tie-in with it, with The Mandalorian. So yeah, I mean, those 2 series are I did watch, and those were really good. I never saw the Ahsoka series, or I haven't yet. Even going back, I think I may have started the Clone Wars, which they said was really good. I never saw Rebels. I never saw... what was it? They say Skeleton Crew, one of the newest ones, is really good. They said that one's like the Goonies, but in space. The Bad Batch I haven't seen. I haven't seen Andor, but they say first season was okay. Second season was really good because they were leading up to Rogue One, so they were leading up to like very popular, stuff. Because Rogue One, of course, happened before or in between Episode 3 and Episode 4 of the Star Wars movies. They are making a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Or Baby Yoda. Grogu's real name is Baby Yoda.
I just have one thing to say, Marcelo. There's always a bigger fish. No.
Isn't that Jaws?
No. No. Star Wars Episode 1.
No.
When they pick up Jar Jar Binks in that underwater world.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
in his home world, yeah.
And then they get attacked by a fish. But then that fish gets attacked by a bigger fish.
Oh, yeah.
And then Qui-Gon Jinn, because
he's
so intelligent.
He was a Jedi
wise.
master.
He's like, there's always a bigger fish.
Yeah. What someone had said that I heard on one of the podcasts I listened to, and actually it would make a really good movie. So Yoda's dead, right? Yoda's not, spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen a 50-year-old movie. But Yoda's dead. With the popularity of the movie Conclave from earlier this year, or last year, whenever it came out.
This year, I believe it was.
They should do like a Star Wars version of Conclave to show the process that it takes to become the new head of the Jedi Order.
Ah, that sounds pretty interesting.
Right? Yeah. So, anyways, getting back to this, today in music, in 1878, Gilbert and Sullivan's comic opera HMS Pinafore premieres in London for the first international success. In sports, 1935, legendary American athlete Jesse Owens equals or breaks 4 world records in 45 minutes at a Big Ten meet at Ferry Field in Ann Arbor, Michigan, remembered as the greatest 45 minutes ever in sports. So he set 4 world records in 45 minutes.
Wow. That's pretty insane.
Yeah. On this day in 2001, 32-year-old Eric Weinmayer of Boulder, Colorado becomes the first blind person to reach the summit of Mount Everest.
Wow. I wonder if when he got to the top, he was like, it's so beautiful.
So dark.
Where's the snow?
Yeah. Famous birthdays. We got Ralph Waldo Emerson, born on this day in 1803.
A writer, right?
Yes. Let's see. He wrote.
See, I'm not that dumb.
Let's see. He was a leader of the Transcendentalist movement. It's not. Oh, he a lecturer and a poet. I'm trying to see, because I know I have heard of him, but I'm trying to see if. And it's not going to list what it is that he wrote, but also some famous birthdays. You got Anne Heche, born in 1969. She died in 2002, but this is Anne Heche.
She kind of looks familiar.
No, okay. She's pretty good. Sir Ian McKellen, Magneto himself from the X-Men movies.
Yeah,
he's 86 today.
Oh, nice.
And one of the greatest, I think, comic actors of all time, Mike Myers.
Mike Myers
is 62 years old today.
Speaking of Mike Myers, I just rewatched Inglourious Bastards recently, and Mike Myers is in it. He plays like a British general or captain.
Yeah, I think I do remember that.
With Michael Fassbender, they have like this dialogue between them. And there's a third person in the room. And you can't tell it's him because he has all this like old person makeup on. But it's every scene in that movie is gold. Oh man,
that's the kind of actor he's becoming now. Is He puts on the makeup. You can't tell it's him. Like, people were having a hard time finding him in Bohemian Rhapsody.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, you
He's
haven't?
in there?
He's in that. He's the record producer that basically told them, we're not putting Bohemian Rhapsody. That's a fucking 7-minute song. That's too long for the radio. So he was the one that was basically trying to tell Queen, no, you're not going to put this on the radio. And finally they convinced him and put him up on the radio and all that stuff. But yeah, he was really good in that too. And did you hear that they're bringing back Shrek, or they're rebooting Shrek?
Yeah. Did you see all the hate around the animation?
I haven't, but I've heard of the hate. Yeah. But I mean, they're saying that's just how animation is now. Like, it's just, they're just doing modern animation.
What's funny is I see both sides.
Uh-huh.
There's the one side that's like, yeah, I don't see any difference. It looks fine to me.
Right.
But then there's people like me where I see the animation, I'm like, oh yeah, it's different for sure.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish they stuck with the original Shrek, but because there's so many more improvements to animation, the detail,
right,
like the muscle movement, they can make things look a little more cartoony if they wanted to. Like, I get it.
Well, you also got to remember, it's not a sequel to Shrek. These are completely reboots, so they're doing like the whole story all over again, kind of thing.
Okay.
So they're trying to make it its separate thing. They could have gone with that old school, or with how it used to look, but they wanted to create a whole new thing with it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep an open mind, because when I watched the original Despicable Me, from that one to the last one, I think it's part 4.
Okay.
Like, the animation, how far Illumination Studios has gone, it is amazing animation now. It looks, I'm just always captivated by how good the animation is with Illumination Studios. And then if you watch the newer stuff compared to the earlier stuff, you're like, whoa, it's gone a long way. So I get it. You can't keep the same technology in today's films.
But you also have to remember, it's also just someone else's imagination through it.
Someone else's directory.
And I mean,
direction.
it's just someone else's idea. It's someone else's thoughts.
New studio, new animators.
Yeah, a perfect way to kind of show or to get people used to different animation styles. There's a show on Amazon Prime, and it's called Secret Level, and it's 15 to 19 minute episodes, and each episode is based off of a video game. And there's different animation styles throughout the whole thing. And I mean, there's that. There was, what was it? I think it was called Batman Gotham Knight. It was a movie that came out 10, 15 years ago, and told 5 stories of Batman, and they were all different animation styles. Halo, I think, also had the same thing. But Halo made it in the different anime styles. So the different Japanese anime styles, where they use watercolor, they would use CG, they would use just ink. I mean, and I think that's kind of what people, when you have a movie like Shrek, they just want one type of animation. So they're not open-minded enough to understand there's plenty of different kinds of animations out there. There's not just the one animation. Yeah. So when you do throw in that animation that they're not used to, they're going to be in an uproar. But I guarantee you, this is going to make the money.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep an open mind, because I mean, let's be honest. We see Mickey Mouse and Steamboat Willie compared to the Mickey Mouse we see in the 90s when we were kids. We're like, oh, of course it's evolved. Even to today's Mickey Mouse. Now Mickey Mouse is 3D animated. But it's times change, things progress. What can you do?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to a big name like that, you just kind of go with what's popular.
But the audience or the fans, remember when Sonic the Hedgehog first came out?
Yes.
And it was a disgusting, vile-looking Sonic the Hedgehog.
That was using social media for good, to where you redid it. But again, it's still made over billions of dollars. They're on their, third one?
Yeah, the third one came out, and I think it's on one of the streaming services.
Paramount. I think Paramount is the one that has it all.
Oh, I gotta watch that. Maybe
I'll watch it. I hear they're really good. I haven't seen them, but I hear that they are really, really good.
I don't know about really, really good. I mean, they're not like The Godfather.
Well,
but they're pretty entertaining.
Hot take. I don't really find The Godfather to be that great of a movie.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good movie, but I mean, it's,
I have to come back to it because I remember in history class in high school, that was the first time I ever saw any of The Godfathers. They played in like 11th grade history.
Yeah.
In a tiny square-shaped television up on the corner of the room. So I couldn't really see what was going on.
Right, yeah.
But I wanna rewatch it with mature eyes.
For me, it's really a dated movie, I think. But I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just I just don't think it's a hype like everyone else thinks it is. So, let's see. Going back to on this history with Jefe. On this day in 1986, hands across America, 6.5 million people hold hands from California to New York.
So there's a chain of hands being held?
Yeah.
From one side of the country to the other?
Yep.
That doesn't seem possible to me.
6.5 million people.
At the same time?
Yep.
I can't believe that.
Let's see. Famous weddings. Chocolatier in 1898. Chocolatier Milton S. Hershey weds Catherine Sweeney of St. Patrick's Cathedral, or at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. And of course, Milton S. Hershey, owner of, or the creator of, Hershey's. That's right.
Oh, don't mind me, Marcelo. You keep going.
Let's see. Famous deaths. Let's see. Madam C.J. Walker died on this day in 1919. Do you happen to know who Madam C.J. Walker is?
I don't.
She was the first female self-made millionaire in the United States.
Really? What'd she do?
She had a successful line of hair care products. But now, to sit here and kind of make it seem like, oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, she was the first self-made millionaire. But however, she wasn't just the first self-made millionaire. She was the first female millionaire, and she was the first black female millionaire.
Wow.
Yeah. All throughout, let's see. I'm trying to see where. Indianapolis. So, and I believe she was even. She died in 1919 at the age of 51, left behind a fortune estimated between $500,000 and $1 million. She was born in Louisiana, and she died she was born December 23rd. So she's almost a Christmas baby.
Wow.
So
I wish this podcast could get us $1 million.
Right? That'd be really nice. So, and then another death that we touched on earlier was George Floyd. On this day in 2020. 5 years ago. 5 years ago already, yeah. So, and that's finally the end of History with Jefe.
All right, Marcelo, thank you so much for that beautiful history lesson. This country is going to get smarter because of you.
Let's hope so. We need it.
Because they're not going to get smarter after what I'm about to play. So I've shared with you, Marcelo, a lot of There I Ruined It music.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, there's this page that I found on Instagram. Also, I think you can find it on YouTube.
And TikTok, we found out earlier, yeah.
It's called Dare I Ruin It. They take a song and they try to ruin it by either melding another song with it, using AI capabilities to kind of, mess with the song. So I found a song, and you know Soundgarden, Chris Cornell.
Yes.
You know the song Black Hole Sun.
Yep.
Well, since we're going to be in some American holidays coming up, Memorial Day, and then in July we're going to have the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
let's see if you can recognize this tune. That's a little patriotic, and hopefully it can ruin a song for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright
Took me a minute, but now I see what they're doing.
through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Way better than Fergie.
Fergie. She sang the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, at a NBA All-Star game, I think, or some kind of NBA game.
I remember that. She
Yeah.
tried to do like a sexy
She tried to
version.
She tried to like it was almost like she tried to top
Marilyn
Whitney Houston's.
Okay. It sounded like she was doing Marilyn Monroe singing "Happy Birthday, Mr. President."
That's just kind of how Fergie sings a lot. So yeah, it was horrible. But no, not that one. I actually that one I'd say probably be number 2, and in the There I Ruined It one that you showed me.
Marcelo, I'm gonna look it up.
What?
The Fergie singing the national anthem. I found it here. It's playing an ad. I don't want to listen to this ad. I wouldn't subjugate anyone to an ad about McDonald's McCrispy strips. But it's one of those ads on YouTube you can't skip. But here we go.
Can you see?
Starts out all right. And then this is where she starts.
Oh, no.
What's so proudly wave at the twilight.
You see the basketball players trying to keep a straight face.
Yeah, it's.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Yeah, that was nice.
O'er the ramparts we
You see LeBron James in one of the cuts.
Yeah, so I think it might have been the All-Star game then.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it. But it just doesn't sound right.
No.
No. Sorry. That was not good.
Spangled banner yet wave.
That was it right there. That's what ruined it.
Yeah, that's the part. Yeah,
For the land of the free and the home of the
Man.
And then that reminds me, it was like just like about a year ago.
You know what's funny?
Uh huh.
Like when she first did the high note, the climax.
Uh huh.
you would think that's when the audience would cheer.
Yeah.
But I think most of them were just laughing.
Yeah, they just like were like, no.
This is the part where we get our laughs out.
Yeah, they're like, look at the time. We got to get out of here.
What were you going to say? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, then there was someone else. Was it the Super Bowl? No, what was it? I think it might have been a Super Bowl where some girl came out and was singing the national anthem, and she flat out butchered it. Like she couldn't even remember the words. And then she had to actually apologize and said that she had gotten too drunk beforehand, and that made her go into rehab. Was how bad it was that she sung at the national anthem.
I remember that story.
Yeah, and they had said that actually made Fergie sound better because Fergie at least knew the words. This girl couldn't even say the words. Like, she was so fucking hammered, she couldn't say the words. And are you going to look that one up, too?
I was thinking about it, but then I thought about the other one where it was like a cop singing, and it's he ruined it. It's too quiet, Marcelo. Keep the conversation going.
But I mean, for me, when it comes to any kind of like Super Bowl performance, because so Whitney Houston will always be the best rendition of the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to talk about best Super Bowl performances, you got to go with Prince. Prince, when he sang "Purple Rain" in the rain.
Oh, I think I've heard of that one.
He went out there, and in fact, the guy that was organizing had told him, "Hey, listen, it's going to be raining when you're up there. Are you sure you still want to go out there?" And Prince famously looks at him and says, "Can you make it rain harder?"
Hey, I think I found the one we were talking about. Was it Ingrid Andress? Let's see. Is this the one?
Let's see.
Oh, stupid ad about neck pain. Yeah, I have neck pain.
It heard you.
They heard me. All right, let's see.
By the Texas Department of Public Safety Honor Guard. Now to perform the national anthem. Please welcome four-time Grammy-nominated country singer-songwriter Ingrid Andress.
I think so, yeah.
Grammy winner.
Yep.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed by the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh, man.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Oh, no.
And the home of the brave.
Oh. Like you could tell she has a nice voice.
Uh-huh.
But you said she was drunk or something?
Yeah, she came out and said that she had gotten too drunk beforehand, and said that she basically came out and said that she was an alcoholic and she needed to go to rehab. So she claimed that she checked herself into rehab like the next day or something.
I would say stick to being a recording artist, and don't sing live ever again. Anyway, Marcelo, we just heard 3 Star Spangled Banners. So why don't we, what do you think?
Sometimes News. But before we head on down there, I have one more music piece that I want to share with you. This one was part of one of my surprises. It is not another coming insider kind of thing. This one I think you will actually be very, very happy to hear. If we can get this thing untangled.
I have so many cables here. I wasn't expecting for all these video clips.
All right.
Let me know when you're ready, and I'll slowly fade the volume up because I don't want to blow out anyone's ears like I did with the. what, it was a Soundgarden Star Spangled Banner.
A couple things. It was that one, and then what you played in the early.
Yes,
in the early part.
So sorry, everyone, for destroying your ears. If you write to us at simpletimespodcast@gmail.com, we will pay for your ear exams. Just kidding.
So I'm not going to say what this is what this is. I'm just going to play it and just have you get your genuine reaction.
You're so full of surprises.
I know.
I'm ready.
Ready?
This better be good.
Oh, it is. Trust me, you'll love it. Ready?
Ready.
Oh, shit. Wrong button. Yellow Card's coming out with a new song and new album and new video.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was like, is this Yellow Card? That's what was going through my head. I'm like, is this Yellow Card? It sounds like Yellow Card. It sounded a little different, though. But no, that's cool.
May 28th.
Of this year?
This coming week.
This week?
Yeah, this Wednesday.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm pumped.
See, told you you'd like that one.
Well, I mean, you showed me cumin and cider or whatever. I was expecting something dirty.
No?
Because you're a dirty, perverted, vile human being.
Well, speaking of vile human beings, I got some vile human beings if we want to go over to Simple Times News. All right, so this time I'm going to go first. But since we were talking about vile human beings, I have quite a vile human being in our news cycle. This is coming out of Pennsylvania. This is coming out of NBC Philadelphia. A woman defecates on car during road rage incident in Delco.
Wow, you're really bringing the poopy ones.
A Delaware County woman is now in custody after she allegedly defecated on another person's car during a road rage incident that was captured on video. The incident occurred on 4th Street and Madison Avenue in Prospect Park, Pennsylvania on Tuesday, April 29th. Police said a woman later identified as 44-year-old Christina Solometto of Ridley Park defecated on another car's driver in a road rage incident that started when one driver cut off another. While the other driver did not report the incident to the police, a witness recorded it and posted the video on Instagram. NBC 10 has heavily edited the video due to its graphic nature. Police later identified Solometto as the suspect. She was taken into custody on Thursday and is charged with indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, criminal mischief, harassment, and depositing waste on highway. While the viral video has sparked plenty of jokes and puns online, Prospect Park Police Chief David Madonna told NBC 10, "It's no laughing matter. I know it's being joked on a lot. There's all kinds of puns and innuendos online, but bottom line, we are treating it seriously. It can happen in this community. No town wants this to happen in their town. The recognition a town gets over this kind of thing, it's really unwelcome. We don't want this." NBC 10 reached out to Solometto's family members who did not agree to interview, but said there was more to the story than just a viral video. NBC 10 also learned the family is trying to get a lawyer. Now, Not only did that, so again, there's video, right? So of all the news videos that I tried to find, they weren't showing what I'm gonna play.
Oh man.
It's actually of her. So it's the video that someone recorded of her shitting on the car, and then it's video of her being arrested. Now I want you to listen.
I'm listening.
Okay. But I'm gonna show it to you, and I know people here, but maybe I'll send it to you, and you can post it up on the Instagram.
Okay, you're good to go, my guy.
Yeah, volume's up.
I got your volume here on mission control. Because here we go. Oh no. That lady took a dump on the car? And so then this lady in her car, she's filming the whole thing. Oh, and you see the big old
shit on her car.
The splash of... That's the lady?
Can you tell us what happened?
The lady chased me. She chased me and I asked her not to attack me.
She chased you?
I have a sickness.
You said she chased you?
Yeah, she chased me. And I got out and begged her to stop.
Better to do. Listen to her side of the story.
Okay, now it's looping over.
But now the question is, that I have for you? Did you happen to hear what somebody asked in the background?
Not really. There's a lot happening in that video.
Okay, here.
You're gonna play it again?
I'm trying to get it as like a reel, but it's not letting me do it.
Okay.
Not in the shitting video, but in the video where she's being arrested. I want you to quickly listen. After she laughs, there's somebody in the background and kind of distant that asks a question.
All right, I'll turn the volume up here on. I'm on the soundboard.
Go ahead.
Here we go. Oh man.
Yo, the bitch just shit on her car.
Ew. Okay, here it comes.
Can you tell us what happened?
The lady chased me. She chased me and I asked her not to attack me.
What did you eat that day? What did you eat that day? Marcelo. Oh man. I thought I was listening to like a key piece of evidence for something that would incriminate her.
Technically it could be a key piece of evidence, so I mean
what I don't understand. How does someone do that on demand? I can't do that. Have you seen the other video of the Amazon worker that got caught in video just pooping on someone's front porch?
I think I did.
Like she did it quickly too. It was like whapash, and it came out, and then she got caught, whatever. But how? I can't do that. I don't even if I tried.
I don't think they're doing it on command. I think if I remember correctly, I think they did get word at some point by someone that she had that's why she had cut the lady off, and that's why she was driving erratically.
She had diarrhea
because she had to go take a shit. And when this lady allegedly, I mean I don't know exactly what it was, the second lady was following her. She got offended and stopped and got out, ran over there and shit on her car. The Amazon worker, I think they did say the same thing. Was like, she really had to go.
My dude. Like if I'm in a public restroom, and I hear one other person in there, I have the hardest time releasing my bowels. Like, that's just the kind of person I am. How do these people do it out in public?
When you have to go, you got to go.
Is it like you were raised that way just to go outside in the middle of nowhere?
I don't think that's the issue. I think it was more of just they just had to go. I mean, what are they gonna do? Shit themselves? Like you want to?
Maybe.
Like I mean, think of it this way. Would you really, if you had to go, if you had to take a shit, would you shit in your car? Shit your pants in your car that you drive every day, and then drive home sitting in your own shit, smelling your own shit?
Well, no, but would you defecate on someone's car in public in the middle of the road?
No, but I mean, but then again, I'm not in a road rage incident.
That's true. Can I tell you a quick story? So, my coworker.
Where did you shit at?
No, my coworker. he was a supervisor for a little bit. And he said when he was night supervising, like PM supervising, like the closer, he got a call from one of our carriers and was like, hey, and this was an old Indian dude. He goes, hey, I'm not going to be able to finish my mail. I have to go home. And the supervisor's like, what happened? He's like, I pooped my pants. I have to go home and change. I can't do this. And so the supervisor's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. And so he's like, all right, well, I'll try to figure something out. I'll get someone to cover that mail. Anyway, I guess time went by. He ended up finishing the mail. Comes back, and the supervisor's like, hey, what happened? I thought you said you were coming back early. Did you finish the mail? He's like, yes. I just cleaned myself off, and I just finished the mail. But anyway, he pooped himself while doing the job.
Oh my God.
I guess I don't know how you clean yourself off like it. Maybe you go find a bathroom and like just run it away.
Probably, yeah.
Hopefully it dries off while you're sitting in your pants or whatever. But then I told my supervisor, like, yeah, man, if I poop my pants, yeah, I'm done. I'm not working in those conditions. I will go home.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come back because, I don't live that far from work.
Right.
But my supervisor, he had a different opinion. He's like, no, you clean yourself off and maybe you wrap a shirt around your waist so you can't see the stain and you keep going. I'm like, no, man.
No.
Yeah,
no.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But there is one time I've pooped my pants. I will tell the story only for Simple Times podcast.
Okay.
I was at El Camino. It was in college. And I thought I was just going to let out a little fart. It was no fart. And then I remember I was dating Larissa at the time. And I called her and I said, hey, I have to go home.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, this just came out of her mouth. She goes, what, you crapped your pants or something? And I was like, and when she said that out loud, I was so embarrassed. I was like, yeah. It's a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
I think the last time I did that, I was a kid. We're talking like maybe 6, 7, 8.
Okay, yeah.
No, really.
You're so much better than me and everyone else that poops their pants.
No. I've just been lucky enough to, I don't know, practice my Kegels maybe. I know how to kind of hold it back, but.
You know where the closest restroom is to you at all times?
Most of the time, yes. Like I actually, to be honest.
Well, you're the kind of guy that wherever you are, you look for the nearest fire exit or whatever.
No, but do you remember when I was taking fire classes, every time we would drive somewhere, it'd be like, hey, blue reflector, hydrant over there.
Yeah, till this day, when I see those
things, really?
I think about you and you teaching me that. To this day.
But no, I mean, if you want to hear poop stories, my mom's got a few.
Well, hey, maybe we'll get her on a call one day.
Oh, I can tell you them right here. She's told me all of them. So,
this podcast is almost reaching 2 hours. Holy crap! Okay, yeah, keep going.
But what's fun? But going back to being like pooping outside, like what the mentality has to be and all that stuff. There's a comedian, Daniel Tosh. Remember him?
Oh yeah, I remember him. Tosh 2.0 or whatever.
Tosh.0.
Tosh.0.
So he has a podcast that's Tosh Show. I listen to it. It's actually really fun. He's actually shared a story about, because he had his wife on. The first date that they had prior to being married, they picked him up. So he has IBS.
What's IBS?
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Oh.
So basically, you could eat, like, there are triggering foods, but at any given point, you could just have to shit really bad. It just evacuates, just everything. And sometimes you can control it, sometimes you can't. It's one of those weird gut diseases that no one really knows what causes it. No one can treat it. There's really no medication for it. You can just basically minimize the symptoms kind of a medication, but not like take care of it because they don't really understand the entirety of it. And he was sharing a story of on his first date with his wife. They were driving somewhere, and all of a sudden he just goes, "I have to shit." She's like, "What?" And he's like, I really have to shit. And so they're like driving down like the coast on PCH in Malibu or something like that. And so he just pulls over on the side and says, "I'll be right back." He gets out of the car, goes walking off the end of the road, like on the cliff, just goes down into the bushes. 10-15 minutes later comes back up and gets back in the car, and they drive off, and she's like, "What was that all about?" And I think he said that he like came up without socks on or something like that. But he was like, but he had to shit so bad, and there was no bathrooms around. He pulled over, found a bush, jumped into the bush, and just took a shit.
That solves that mystery. You know, sometimes you're walking down the street and you see a random sock.
Yeah,
you're like, why is there a random sock right there?
It could be. Yeah,
now it all makes sense.
It could be. Yeah, yeah. So. So once you finish laughing, once you get all your laughs out.
Oh man.
Well, I'll hand it over to you for sometimes news.
Can you do me a favor, Marcelo?
Can
you just hit that music for me real quick?
Of course.
All right. I need to get my Anchorman voice. So this is not new news. This is actually old news. This came out in 2022, but I thought it was worth sharing.
Okay.
I'm just gonna read the story. If I give the title away, if I read the headline, then it'll give it away. But yeah, this was, I found this on the New York Post, written by our good friend Ben Cost.
Okay.
Like I said, old story, but I think it's a really good story. Okay. Here we go. He suffered catastrophic injuries. A UK man miraculously survived after sustaining a broken neck, fractured spine, smashed ribs, blood in his lungs, and other car crash evoking injuries from, wait for it, tripping over his cat. I can't remember much, just falling fast. It was quick and it was over within seconds. Then I was at the bottom. Victim Chris Rowley, 59, told the Mirror. The freak apocalypse meow accident reportedly occurred on the evening of October 23rd while a Leicestershire-based professional, I guess that's the city they're from in the UK. He was a professional musician, was home alone with his hairless Egyptian Sphinx kitten, Eric Morkambe. Who gives a cat a last name? Anyway, disaster struck after the wrinkly kitty, apparently feeling playful, dove out and latched onto one of its owner's legs while he was coming down the stairs. It took a bit of a chunk out of my leg, then I lost my footing, described Rowley, who reportedly tumbled down 14 steps before arriving at the bottom, where he lay unable to move when his feline put the hell in Hello Kitty. The massively injured man didn't realize that the extent of his injuries at the time. However, paramedics later revealed that he had suffered fractured skull, a broken bone in his neck, 2 fractures in the spine, 9 broken ribs, and each rib has multiple fractures. And then I had a bit of blood in the lungs, he said. Eric, the cat, meanwhile, was completely unharmed. So the cat was okay. But this guy, he sustained car crash injuries. Unfortunately, Rowley's wife, Jackie, a children's care worker, was working nights and was therefore unable to come to his aid. The Mirror reported. As a result, the Brit had to lie unattended for a whopping 14 hours in a pool of his own blood.
Jeez.
14 hours just waiting for help.
Yeah.
Jeez. He says, my phone was dead. I couldn't get up. I physically couldn't get up. Riley described. It's the hardest sensation. It's almost like claustrophobia. You can't get out. You can't physically get anywhere or do anything. Can I show you a picture of this cat, Marcelo?
Okay.
Because the next thing that comes up in the article will make you laugh. This is what that cat looked like.
Okay, Sphinx cat.
A hairless cat.
Yeah.
Wrinkly. Mm-hmm. I would say ugly. Let's see. It wasn't until the next morning. That's when the wife came home. Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to get to the good stuff here. Oh, there's pictures of him. He has all these tubes in his body.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
It's leads, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The EKG leads.
Oh, all that stuff. Trying to get to the good stuff. I think the good stuff comes at the end. Okay, at the time this article says he's far from out of the woods. They say it will be 6 to 12 months until I'm back on my feet. Probably by now he's good. Like I said, this article's a little over 2 years old. I'm on a trial now because of the seizures. Oh man, so he's dealing with seizures. Won't be great for another 12 months. We have to go back to the hospital next week. Okay, they're just talking about some updates. Here's my favorite part. Where's my favorite part? Here. Okay, this is the last two paragraphs. Despite his debilitating condition, Rowley doesn't harbor any ill will towards his kitty. And then he has a quote. The cat's adorable. Mm-hmm. And he's only young. He said, I don't take any umbrage to that. It's just one of them things that could have happened anyway. So this cat nearly kills him. And he's like, hey, he's my cat. I love him. It was bound to happen. Mm-hmm. Marcelo.
Yeah.
I know you love cats. You had cats yourself.
Yeah.
What would you think if your cat accidentally, you tripped over your cat or something, and it ended up you almost dying because of that? Would you still love that cat?
Yeah.
Really?
Hell yeah.
You're a better man than me.
Well, because you don't like cats.
No, I like cats. I have a cat, Thule, and Tulip. We call her Thule. Oh no, I love having a cat. It was it's my first cat ever, and I can appreciate the difference between a cat from a dog.
Oh yeah,
so I'm enjoying that thing. Yeah, it bites me every now and then, but yeah, that's what cats do, right? It sheds some fur, but I got used to that. But no, if it tripped me and I almost die, and then I'm paying like $20,000 in medical bills, an eye for an eye.
So you'd move out and they'd keep the cat?
Probably.
Like have you seen those videos where it was like, oh no, my cat bit my boyfriend, we had to put it down, and then there's a video of like them dragging out like a boyfriend sized body bag holding the cat.
There's this cat video that pops up sometimes on social media. There's this lady, I don't know, she's doing her hair or makeup, and then the cat just starts slapping her, and it doesn't stop. And the face on the woman just gets more like, and she's like, stop. But it's almost as if the cat's like, you're stupid, stop making these selfie videos. Anyway, that's my news. You said you have a couple more.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of pets, I have another.
Oh, sweet.
Pet-related news one, so...
Well, let me give you the final music. All right, Marcelo?
Okay.
All right, Marcelo, there was the music. Give us the news articles back to back.
So, you may have heard this one already. May have, because it was pretty big, but maybe not. Ohio police find raccoon holding meth pipe during a traffic stop.
I heard the headline, but I don't know the whole story, so I'm intrigued.
No, the raccoon will not be charged with drug possession. After an Ohio woman was placed under arrest during a traffic stop Monday, an officer returned to the vehicle to find the driver's seat occupied by a pet raccoon with a glass methamphetamine pipe in its mouth. The raccoon has her meth pipe, an officer is heard saying with the laugh on body cam footage. That's evidence now. When the officer took the pipe away, the raccoon pulled out another. While our officers were trained to expect the unexpected, finding a raccoon holding a meth pipe is a first, the Springfield Township Police Department said on a social media post. The raccoon named Chewy was unharmed. Officers confirmed that the driver had the proper paperwork and documentation to own the raccoon in Ohio, where domestication is legal.
Aren't Chewy's Jesus's?
They could be, yeah.
So that raccoon
maybe
was a Jesus.
Maybe. The incident led officers to further inspect the vehicle. They found a bulk amount of methamphetamine, crack cocaine, and 3 unused methamphetamine pipes, according to the department. The vehicle has been pulled over, had been pulled over after its registered owner was found to have an active warrant and suspended driver's license. Victoria Vidal, a 55-year-old. Wow, really? She's only 55? She looked like she was in her 70s. I'll show you a video later because it's body cam footage of him seeing the raccoon. So. Was charged with 3 counts of possession during the 3 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia and cited for driving under suspension. The department said Vidal could face additional charges of crack cocaine possession pending lab results from Bureau of Criminal Investigations. She was turned over to police under active warrant. Officers in video shared the department's Facebook page, and they placed the raccoon in a carrier and contacted the Ohio Department of Natural Resources to ensure that Chewy is rehomed to a safer location. As always, we remain committed to keeping our community safe, no matter what surprises may come. Now all of a sudden they're not showing.
So the raccoon ratted out the person with the drug paraphernalia?
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Let me, because it's weird. It had it in that article, but now all of a sudden it's not showing it. So I'm gonna have to go to good old YouTube.
Which, speaking of YouTube, if you're listening to this podcast on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with a buddy.
Alrighty, I believe I have found it.
Oh yeah, I'm on the soundboard. Let me know when you're ready, my guy.
Alright, so hold on. It might be an ad. Yeah, of course there's an ad.
What's the ad for?
Members Mark, so Sam's Club.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Where I'm skipping now.
Member.
Hey!
What?
I gotta come here.
Hello?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what?
Oh my god.
Her meth pipe.
You gotta be
He's playing with the meth pipe right
raccoon
now.
in the car.
No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have
Well,
that.
that's why I'm gonna do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on orange. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house.
That raccoon looks
Yeah,
cute.
Okay.
this is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
Alright.
Oh, there's no way. He's trying to smoke it.
Alright. Thanks.
There's no way. All right, enough fun and games.
Here.
Again?
Holy hell.
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, he's on his way here.
Keep an eye. She was trying to take the meth pipe out of the car. Just keep an eye on her real quick.
Yeah, you see the raccoon pull out a second one.
like it's a cigarette out of a pack or something like that.
You took that one? All right, I'll just take this one.
Yeah. I got another one. No, you needed one. All right, I got another one right here.
That's funny. That was a cute looking raccoon though.
Yeah. Damn it.
They're scary. When I was a mail carrier and they had me working late at night, I remember every now and then I'd see a raccoon walking down the street and it would freak me out because those things, they're pretty big.
They can be, yeah.
And then they have hands.
Yep.
And the hands, they freak me out because they kind of look like human hands.
They're adorable. I love them.
Because I'm used to seeing paws.
Yeah.
But then when you're expecting a paw and you see fingers, you're like, ah!
With a thumb, yeah.
Oh, man, so creepy. Anyway.
Speaking of creepy.
Oh, yeah, next one.
Yeah.
All right, last one. And dang, Marcelo, we passed 2 hours.
Going to be our longest one almost. So
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I'm having a good time.
Speaking of creepy. Have you heard of Annabelle the doll?
Annabelle the doll.
Do you remember the Conjuring movies?
I don't think I've watched them, but I know of them. It's a haunted house, right?
Right. And then there's Annabelle the doll. Annabelle the doll is a haunted doll. And it's considered one of the most haunted dolls in the world. And to the point to where the Warrens, now I can't think of the names or their first names, but the Warrens were demonologists, parapsychologists, all that stuff, and they were ghost hunters and they were collectors, and and Annabelle was in their collection. They had Annabelle like in a special case. They would not release it. Would be very, very like, no, we're not going to release it. There's untold amount of destruction that it could cause.
The doll. And we're talking about like a child's play.
It's a Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh, okay. So it's soft,
right? But it's thought to be inhabited by some type of demonic entity.
Kind of like how there's voodoo dolls that people use to
voodoo dolls
poke and stab.
Voodoo dolls are different. Voodoo dolls, you don't inhabit a spirit into the doll. You just make it a conduit connection. Like if I had a voodoo doll here and I was poking it, you would feel me poking you.
Yeah, you're poking me right now. Can you stop? It hurts.
Okay, well.
But going back to Annabelle the doll.
So Annabelle
has demons in it.
A demon is in it.
Well, we can get an exorcist and handle it.
They've tried.
Oh, for real?
They for real have tried.
And okay, for the record, this is a real thing.
This is a real theory thing.
A real theory thing.
Yes.
So
I mean, from a skeptic point of view, there could be other things, but so far, I mean, they've gone through the steps, and there has been some unexplained events that have happened.
And just to clarify, they've made a movie about this?
They've made 3 movies about this.
Oh, okay.
They actually, the Conjuring movies started, the first Conjuring movie started with the Annabelle doll, and like the first maybe 10-minute opening scene, and then it cut to, the rest of, the movie. But then they went back, and they made 3 movies based off of just this Annabelle doll.
All right, and so now you have a news article.
There's a news article because Annabelle now, for the first time ever, is on tour. Yes.
Okay, it sounds like I'm reading a satirical headline.
This is from USA Today. Is the haunted doll Annabelle to blame for the plantation fire? The internet says yes. So Annabelle. So again, they're on tour. Annabelle's on tour.
And by tour, it's like they're taking it places people can come watch it.
Exactly.
Kind of like when we had the mummies come to L.A.
Correct.
The Egyptian mummies.
Correct.
And all that. Okay.
Is a demonic go ahead. Is a demonic doll touring the U.S. to blame for the mishap in Louisiana? That's what the internet is saying, which has led to a ghost tour company receiving multiple death threats. Ghost City Tours hosted and sold tickets to the public to see Annabelle, the haunted Raggedy Ann doll that inspired the movie Annabelle, which is part of the Conjuring universe. It was nice to have our own weird event, Tim Nealon, the founder, president, and former CEO of Ghost City Tours. However, despite the success of the sold-out event, the internet began to blame the escape of 10 inmates from a New Orleans jail and a fire that destroyed a Nottoway plantation on Annabelle's visit. Ghost City Tours teamed up with Annabelle's caretakers, an extension of the now-closed Warren Occult Museum, where they were touring the U.S. with the allegedly haunted doll. The doll was originally on display at the Warren's Occult Museum, which permanently closed to the public in 2019 after Lorraine Warren, one of the original owners, died. Annabelle's tour stopped in several states and cities, including the Ghost City Tours office in New Orleans from May 13th to May 14th, where fans of the paranormal were able to visit Annabelle and learn more about her origin story. The event sold out immediately. It was literally sold out within seconds, said Nealon. I mean, I felt like it was some big-name concert. While some people took to social media to joke about the coincidence of Annabelle's visit, others didn't think it was a joke at all. I did not think people were taking it seriously because I kept seeing jokes about it on Instagram and TikTok, but I didn't realize people were out here actually thinking that this was legit. Some people online are absolutely convinced that Ghost City Tour is responsible for the plantation fire and the inmates' escape. 3 days. So then someone tweeted. Actually, here. I don't know if people can hear me, but that is the plantation.
Oh, okay. Fire. So Marcelo's away from the mic. He's showing me a picture of the plantation fire. It looks like a giant 3-story house is caught on fire. Yeah, that's pretty horrible. That's Annabelle. Yeah. I swear, it does look like a Raggedy Ann doll.
It is a Raggedy Ann doll.
And wasn't there like a Andy doll?
Yes.
I had one.
Andy, yeah.
So I'm possessed by demons.
Maybe. And then these are the inmates that escaped.
And then Marcelo showing me the picture of the inmates that escaped. Okay. So I got the photo proof there. This way. I had a doll like that.
Yeah. So
when I was little.
Yeah. So did my mom. My mom actually had a Raggedy Ann doll. So, but this
is the one I have.
This one
was the one I had demon possessed.
I don't know. This one is.
I remember my head turning 360 degrees, but I just thought that happened to everybody.
That's the source of your neck pain.
You see me like doing this right now.
Yeah. So this Raggedy Ann doll is possessed. And then someone tweeted, 3 days ago they moved Annabelle, one of the most haunted dolls, from Monroe, Connecticut to New Orleans, Louisiana. And now the largest sugarcane plantation in Louisiana burned down, and 11 inmates in a New Orleans prison escaped. Didn't the warrant say she would never be moved? And they did. They said she should never be moved. She should never be removed from the case, not even an inch. And because there was unforeseen things that could happen.
Marcelo, forgive me of my ignorance, especially for all those that know all about this doll. I am an ignoramus. Why can't we destroy this doll?
Because they believe that by destroying the doll, you take away its home, this demon's home, and who knows what could happen after that.
Kind of like it will unleash all the demons into the world, kind of like in the first Ghostbusters movie when they open up that portal and you see all these demons flying into the city.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that. The reason why they don't is because they know where this demon is. Okay. So they know how to contain it. They know it's in there. They know they can track it.
Okay.
But you take away its host. Think of it like a parasite, like any kind of parasite. When you find the parasite, you can study it. You can find it, give it a host, and you can study it. But if you take away its host, it's going to find another one, and you don't know where that other one's going to be.
Gotcha.
But now this isn't the only haunted doll in the world. There's also another one, a very famous one, also called Robert the Doll. But again, all these haunted dolls, people all have stories of these interactions, where there actually is protocol when you meet these dolls. Like Annabelle, you cannot touch you couldn't even touch the case because they weren't sure what was going to happen. Robert the doll, you can't speak bad of him, whether or not you're even in the same state of him. So he's in Florida last I heard, unless he also moved. If you even talk bad about him here, the theory is, and it's actually happened a couple times allegedly, that it's just a coincidence that bad things have happened to people that have talked bad about him.
So if I talk bad about this doll,
the last podcast on the left, guys, we're talking about Robert the Doll. One of the guys made a joke about Robert the Doll. After he finished that joke, they lost power to the studio for 5 minutes. There were people. So then if it was Robert the Doll, or maybe it was another doll, another haunted doll, that have said that It was a different one. Zach Bagans has one at his haunted museum in outside of Vegas. I can't remember the name of this doll, but the protocol is when you walk into her room, you have to greet her. When you leave the room, you have to say goodbye to her. Just regular protocol. Someone walked in the room, said hi, walked out, did not say bye. On the flight back to wherever it is that they came from, they became violently ill. Started throwing up, diarrhea, went on for days. They claim no treatment that could stop it. So then they realized, well, I never said bye. So they had to make a special trip to go back to Vegas to the museum. They went in, they said hi, they apologized, and then said bye. And days later, it stopped.
It's interesting. I was,
and then people have also claimed that doing the same interaction with these dolls, and if they happen to fly back or have any kind of like if they fly back, there's turbulence, dangerously bad turbulence in the plane, or if they're driving back, their car breaks down on the side of the road. But once they make an apology, either because with Robert the doll, they said you can even apologize after you say something bad, you can apologize at the same time. And then whatever bad juju and all that stuff. But I mean, again, being a skeptic, I don't know exactly what the explanation is, but there has been documented coincidences of bad fortune after having some type of negative interaction with this doll. Like Robert the doll, you have to ask the doll for permission to even take his picture. So there's very few pictures, I believe, online of Robert the doll himself.
It's interesting how you mentioned the last podcast, The Left Guys with the Lost Power.
Yeah.
I listened to this podcast, Michael Knowles, and sometimes he has some outlandish kind of guests. And this one guest he had, they were talking about, what's it called? You know how ancient civilizations, like say Egypt or all these places have these like big rocks that they use, like giant rocks to make what is it called? I can't remember the name, but they claim that there was like ancient technology that we don't know about, but it caused all these monoliths. What's the word I'm looking for? Megalith.
Okay.
It's like large stone art. Think of
like the Sphinx or something?
Yeah, like you could say the Sphinx. You can say.
You mean like Easter Island or like Stonehenge kind of things?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Okay. So I guess there was this guy that studies all that stuff, and they think that there was some kind of technology that we don't know about that caused them to. Yeah. So anyway, so this guest,
ancient aliens.
Yeah. So there's so the guest, once they started talking about all this stuff and all this lost technology from ancient civilizations. They said that their screen monitors went black, and they don't know what happened, and they lost power too. And it's like because they started talking about this stuff that's kind of like controversial, kind of out there. But it's funny that the past podcasts on the left guys experienced that, loss of electricity or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I watched this and they were like, yeah, in all the times we record our podcasts here, this has never happened before. As soon as we started talking about this little like unspeakable thing, and it's like, that's a little creepy. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I mean, same thing with these guys. They've never had that in the middle of recording. Like they've had it before and after, but this was in the middle of recording this episode. And actually, I'm going to find it and I'll send it to you so you can hear it.
So, it's getting late, Marcelo. We're almost at
11:30.
Oh man, it's late at night, and this is long. And I know I like the longer episodes too, especially since there's a lot of spaces in between our episodes.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't mind as much. I think at the beginning I was like, I want to keep them at an hour.
Yeah, but that was when we were planning on doing it like strictly like once a month. So you were like, I only have so little time to edit. I don't want to edit a big one, but now it's like, since we have, like I said, such big gaps, it's like you have more time to edit and stuff. So it makes it a little easier to do these longer episodes.
For sure. So should we move on with
our final segment of the day?
The final segment of the day. And that final segment is... Can you hear me?
I think so.
Jokes with Jefe.
So, since we are on Memorial Day weekend, in fact, in another 37 minutes, it'll be Memorial Day. Here are military jokes.
Yeah, no, we're remembering our heroes, but let's not get memorial over it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue.
Thanks a lot to our troops.
So let me get started then.
Wait, let freedom ring, and let's have some sweet treats. Okay, I looked up Memorial Day puns, and these are the worst things I've ever read.
Please, leave the jokes to me.
We'll be resting in peace, but not forgetting our heroes.
Again, leave the jokes to me. Why is the Army so strict about uniforms? To minimize casualties.
To minimize... Okay, that was pretty good.
Did you hear about the accident on base? A tank ran over a box of popcorn and killed 2 colonels. Why does the military plant trees every year? To grow the infantry.
The infantry.
What's the easiest way to get to be a 5-star general? Great reviews on Yelp. What do you call a shipment full of military issued T-Rexes? Small arms. Why did the optometrist set his clock to military time? To see 20/20. Why didn't the officer respond when asked how he got a start in the military? It was private. What do you call a soldier who comes to hang out? Company commander. When is the only time to use trench warfare? In a last-ditch effort. Did you hear about the act? Okay, read that one again. What happened to the soldier who tried to be a stand-up comedian? He bombed. Why are there no knock-knock jokes about the American military? Because freedom rings. What rank are all cats in the Army? Corporal.
Hey, how do you catch a squirrel? Climb a tree and act like a nut.
We're at the part of the podcast where Andrew becomes so tired he's delusional now. Why aren't Army soldiers super cool? Because they all go through basic training.
I told my wife she should embrace her mistakes. She gave me a hug.
I guess we're doing Andrew. Jokes with Andrew. So, who's the highest ranking officer in the mess hall? General So.
What did the big flower say to the little flower? Hi, bud.
Why did the Army veteran become a dentist? He had experience as a drill sergeant.
I went to buy some camouflage pants, but I couldn't find any.
What do you call an aircraft full of cattle? Total bullshit.
Sorry. Keep going. I got nothing right now.
What happens when you eat too many navy beans? You end up with a dishonorable discharge. Why did the man join the Navy out of spite? Because he was a petty officer. What grades do you need to join the Navy? 7 C's.
What did one hat say to the other hat? You stay here. I'll go on ahead.
What's a sailor's favorite type of movie? A sequel.
Oh, speaking of sailing and all that, a video just resurfaced, no pun intended, about the submarine that imploded.
Uh-huh.
So a video came out. It just showed the wife of the husband and the son, her reaction hearing the implosion on like a sonogram radar, and it's kind of sad because you just hear her turn and go, "What was that noise?" And then it's kind of everyone in the video is just kind of like, "What was that?"
Yeah,
and we all know what it was. But anyway, did you see that one?
I haven't seen that one. No, I don't think.
If I find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, when you're talking about sailing, it made me think about that.
Well, what do you call a dog who joins the Navy? A subwoofer.
I'm writing a book about glue, but I'm stuck on the first chapter.
How does a Marine greet a cow? Moo-rah. What's the most dangerous part of being a marine biologist? Checking a marine's blowhole.
Oh, what's Forrest Gump's password? One Forrest, one.
How did the friendly Marine greet everyone? Semper Hi. How can you tell the difference between a marine and a marine mammal? About 6 minutes underwater. What do you call a drunk Marine? Barhead. Because you call them jarheads. Marines are called jarheads.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What branch is the most patriotic? The Air Force, because they are USAF.
Wow.
What do you call a large formation of Mac aircrafts? A Big Mac attack. Why did the Air Force pilot prefer Paul McCartney's solo work? Because he's a Wings man. Paul McCartney was in a band called Wings.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
After the Beatles, he kind of went a little solo, but then formed a band called Wings.
Oh. Did he have any hits?
Oh, yeah. There's a few hits.
I can't think of any.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, but I know that there were a few hits. Where do rabbits learn to fly? The Hair Force.
What's the difference between the bird flu and the swine flu? One requires tweetment and the other an ointment. Soak it in, Marcelo. Soak it in.
All right, some military one-liners to hopefully try to make this go a little quicker. Okay. Whenever a soldier goes to the bathroom, their ranks change to lieutenant. Because bathroom's called loo. Okay. Yeah. The only act that requires more bravery than joining our country's military is escaping another's country. Always remember, never fly in the same cockpit with someone braver than you. Airspeed, altitude, and brains. 2 are always needed to successfully complete the flight. Just because there are no complaints, it doesn't mean all parachutes are perfect. Let's see. This officer is like a small puppy. He runs around excitedly, leaving messes for other people to clean up. This officer's wheels is turning, but the hamster is long dead.
I don't know why that one got me.
This officer has a room temperature of this officer has a room temperature IQ. The only ship that's recommended for this officer is citizenship. Let me see. All right, we will do one more. This is, we were inspecting several lots of grenades. When everyone was concentrating on the task at hand, I held up a spare pin and asked, "Has anyone seen my grenade? So. And I can tell that you are getting pretty damn delirious, so we will end it, I believe, right there.
Yeah, I'm tired. Wow.
I can tell.
I was doing good. I made me my coffee with a shot of espresso. And it kept me good for a while because we started recording 2.5 hours ago. And just now I'm starting to feel the little
the crash.
The Z's are coming upon me. Well, Marcelo, that was an excellent episode.
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, it was good. It was fun.
Oh damn! You forgot to hit record on all that?
No, don't try and give me a heart attack here. Come on. Thank you everyone for listening. That was episode 37, the Smorgasbord. Before we leave, I just want to remind everyone that this podcast is under BEACHGLASS Media, and I know we've talked in the past about a fear and review, but you guys are on hiatus, would you say?
Yeah.
But even though they're on hiatus, you can go back and listen to their old stuff. I think, I saw something, Hard Eyes, I think is coming to Netflix.
It's coming, it's somewhere to one of the streaming services. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it and I was intrigued. I was like, you know what? Marcelo reviewed this movie. I might just watch it just for the cheesiness factor and the horror factor.
Do it.
I might just have to. And it's all thanks to you.
Mm-hmm.
And the other podcast that's under BEACHGLASS Media is my personal podcast, Marcelo, Faith and Politics, with me, Andrew Reyes. And I just put out episode 16 called The Cross Necklace, where I give my thoughts about the cross necklace. It's popping up in mainstream and different circles. And I have my opinions and I espouse my opinions. But also what I do on there, Marcelo, is I satirize certain news events. For example, I satirize Starbucks because I guess their employees are fighting over the new uniform policy. Did you hear about that one?
No.
I guess Starbucks, they dropped a new uniform policy where they have to wear a black shirt underneath the green apron.
Okay.
So anyway, I made a joke about that.
I could have sworn they've done that always. But okay.
I know, I thought so too, but there's a big fuss about it, and they're like, no, you can't just change the uniform policy without talking to the employees or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I made a joke about that.
Okay.
And in the past, I made a joke like about Katy Perry. You know how she went to outer space?
Uh-huh.
And
well, I wouldn't say outer space, but yeah. Uh-huh.
So in my podcast, this was episode 15, I made a joke how to be an astronaut, you have to get a master's degree in astrophysics and all this. This is all the stuff that Katy Perry went through. She went to school, she got her master's, PhD, and all this stuff. And then I went, oh wait, no, she didn't. She just paid the millions of dollars that it costs to take the trip out there. And so then I made the joke that Katy Perry is basically just she's a firework. And then I quoted the lyrics to her song Firework. So anyway, that's the kind of stuff that you can find on my podcast. If you're interested in my crazy weirdo mind, Faith and Politics. Talk about faith-related stuff and political stuff, and then I satirize current events. So if you find that interesting, go check it out. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you'll hate it, and you know what? That's okay. That's okay, Marcelo. It's fine. Anyway, any final words, Marcelo?
Well, speaking of things that are okay, what also is okay is
talking.
Better reward than Carmen Insider. After a
Marcelo.
Let's not forget.
There's no better reward than Carmen Insider. After a long, stressful day, Carmen Insider is Australia's favourite way to release tension with free delivery to your front or back door.
Like,
Yeah.
back
Like front,
door?
like back doors, Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
With free delivery to your front or back door on all orders over $50.
You said back door. Brewed for 10 to 14 days in an organic sack. What's with this?
What is this shit?
No, this is real. It's for the ultimate taste and texture. You know, when you want to just get that texture right. Plus, for your chance to win a major prize of 10K cash, tell us how much you love Carmen Insider. Head to Carmen Insider.
Oh, come on. Now I've got it. Carmen Insider?
Oh, my God! God!
CarmenInsider.com.au/win. Do you love Carmen Insider? I do. T's and C's apply. TPL is 076943. There's no...
Why did you...
I had to play it one more time, so...
Why? Why?
Carmen Insider. Go try some. Thank me later.